everyone, it's Michelle from Scrap Secrets and welcome to another crafty video. So today I have a challenge for you guys, my crafty friends. If you're teachers, parents, or if you just love making cards, I have a challenge for you. And the second thing is a product review. So it's going to be one of the products that I bought in one of my previous Hobby Lobby hauls. So we'll talk about that in a minute, but let's first talk about the challenge. So today in one of my Facebook groups, I saw that one of the community outreach groups, Angels of God, who is in Pitman, New Jersey, fairly close to where I live, is doing a thank you card drive for veterans. So they do a Thanksgiving meal for veterans and then they give them a pie to go home with. And on each of the pies, they want to include a thank you card. So my challenge for you guys, for teachers, for parents of littles, or just card makers, I challenge you guys to, maybe you don't send it to Angels of God, but you send it to a local organization that does things for people in nursing homes, people that are in long-term care facilities and hospitals and things like that, homeless shelters. Making a card for somebody who maybe needs a little bit of support or that has done something, like the veterans. It's, you know, in New Jersey, I know they call this Jersey Week down in Disney because basically the entire state goes to Disney because the kids have off. And a lot of times I think that we forget why the kids have off this many days, and the kids are just like, oh, we just get off. It is teacher convention, so that means nothing to them. But there's also Veterans Day in there. So I think that it would be a great way to teach your kids about thanking people for service that, that they hopefully will never have to experience a time of war, and these great men and women that have given so much for our country. So I think that anything like that you can do to give back is awesome. So I put that challenge out to you guys. Teachers, you can definitely do this with your kids in your classroom. That would be a great Veterans Day project. Parents with kids that are home that are probably driving you insane because they are home and bored and need to be entertained. What a better way to teach them about Veterans Day and giving back and raising good human beings. So that's my challenge that I put out to you guys. I plan on doing some tonight. I'm taking a break from doing craft show stuff and from doing Disney shirts, which I did all weekend. I'll be doing this weekend and then the next couple weekends. But anyway, I'm taking a break from doing all of that to put some good back into this world and do some thank you cards. So hopefully you guys will take the challenge up. I posted it over on my personal Facebook page. I think I also posted it on Instagram, so you can go over and check out Scrap Secrets 1120, and I will also be putting it on my business Facebook page, Scrap Secrets. I believe it's just Scrap Secrets. I'll leave the links below in the more information section of this video so that you guys can go over and check it out. I will leave the address for Angels of God if you guys want to make cards. They have to be there by 11/21. So, and which happens to be the day after my birthday. So not only is it a challenge, but I ask you for my birthday that you guys do some good and make some cards for people who deserve to be thanked, So anyway, that's my challenge, and hopefully you guys participate. So the next thing that I want to show you guys, jumping into something completely different, I've been working on, like I said, Disney shirts and cards for my craft fairs, some other projects. Last night I counted shirts and just to see what I had inventory-wise and what I need to make for my craft fairs that are coming up. And after that, I just kind of got worn out. So I decided that I wanted to do something that was completely in a different area of crafting, still staying with crafting because I was kind of just enjoying being creative, but I just didn't want to do cards anymore. So a while ago, you guys saw the videos of the fact that I stamped out a lot of these images on, there's nothing on there, nothing on that one, onto some, I think this is 110-pound cardstock when I got new stamp sets, so that one, I could use the stamp sets, and two, I could practice coloring. So what you didn't see was that, I don't think I showed this, or maybe I did in one of the other videos, that I stamped out a bunch of images on watercolor paper. So I wanted to use these markers that I got, these flexible brush tip markers from Hobby Lobby. And if you don't remember, it's from Hobby Lobby video, this is the case for them, and then, or the box, and then they come in these really nice cases which sit very nicely on the desk. They're next to my other sets of markers, and I just decided that I felt like I needed to use these. So I had gone onto YouTube to see if there was any reviews on these, and there was nothing that I could find. So there's really no name for these markers. It just says flexible brush. There's no brand name on there. I typed in Hobby Lobby because it looks like it's the Hobby Lobby brand. If you look at this, it just kind of looks like, you know, they have the price printed on them, which is weird because usually most products don't have prices on them. It's usually just Hobby Lobby, like private label. I come from the manufacturing world where everything is private label or it's a branded thing. But yeah, but like, so private label, their own brand is what I mean, with their, you know, with the price printed on it. So it's really the only ones that I've seen, like the Paper Studio and things like that. I know they have different brands under the Hobby Lobby umbrella. So I decided that I wanted to, this is a long story to tell you, that I decided that I wanted to watercolor last night. So I did a couple images. So I had done a couple of the images on the top first. This was a while ago, and I used the Michaels private label brand of Recollections, which I'm sure you guys are all familiar with. So I used this larger set and then some of these sets. So these have some glitter in them. So they have like a little bit of shine and sparkle to them. So if you look here, you can kind of see it in the, I hope you can see it, like in the whale and in the octopus. So they have like a little bit of shine to it. Don't love them as watercolors, so because they didn't really move that much. They're more of like almost like a chalk. So it moved a little bit, but it was hard on this paper. I don't know if it's because it's like the kids brand watercolor paper from Michaels. I don't know if that's the reason, but wasn't totally loving those. I don't know if I have to scribble them out. I was actually coloring right on the image and then just trying to do that. So I may try to scribble it out onto my glass mat. This is way before I got the glass mat. So I might try doing that now. But I decided to use the bottom images and just pick a couple and start to color. So if you look here, you can see the boy, which is obviously upside down, the beach ball, and the girl here that I started to color. What's nice about it are it looks like there's about 2 shades of every color. So looks like you have a light and a dark of the majority of colors. This brown one here is going to be like your only option for skin tone other than like the darker browns. So anything light, this is what I used on the boy. So it's kind of like a brownish yellow. I don't love it, but it was pretty much the only option for a lighter skin tone. I will be using the other ones to do some of the like a darker skin tone. I just didn't have time last night. So like I said, there's usually like 2, like a light and a dark color for this, which is pretty cool because that gives you a little bit of range and then you can kind of blend the colors together. I did like it. I think when I do my next set, I would color a little bit more of the image. I was kind of just drawing an outline and then trying to pull the color in. So like if you look here, I did the outline of it here and then just tried to pull the color in. It does pull a lot of the color from it. So, but you can kind of see where you put the lines. So it was a little bit difficult to blend. It was easier than using the watercolor crayons to blend. And I did use 2 colors together. So if you look at the bottom of her bathing suit, that's 2 different color purples. The vest is 2 different color pinks. So even in small areas, it was easy to blend the 2 together, and you can kind of see the gradation from dark to light in person. I do like them. I definitely do need to play around with them more. They're very, very easy to color with. They do have a very nice the point or the tip of the marker is nice for writing. I did a couple of scribble marks, and you can get some nice thicks and thins. So this would be great for hand lettering. Anybody that's interested in hand lettering, you don't have to use them for watercolor. And you can even just use them to color in the images. You don't need to watercolor them at all. But they do work pretty well. They seem to work pretty well as watercolors. I think that I got a nice gradient. So if you look on here on the blue of the ball, that's just the one color. But I did get a pretty good variation between the dark and the light by using just a little bit more water. It did take a little bit more water to move them, and it looks like the ink may have started to bleed a little bit, so I think I may have used too much water on the image. So it's probably user error, because usually when something goes wrong, it's user error. So I just wanted to show you guys a little bit about these. Like I said, I couldn't really find any reviews on them. They were $29.99, and then they every couple weeks they will have marker and like pencil sets that are more than $9.99. They will have them go 40% off. So these were included in that, and I thought that that wasn't too bad. It was a little bit more than $15. I think it was about $17. But you get, how many markers? 24 markers, so I really didn't, compared to the price of a Copic marker, that really was not bad at all for it's like $17, $18, something like that. I can't do math in my head. I've been doing math all day with work, so I don't want to think about numbers at night. But anyway, for the 24 markers, it's less than $1 a marker. So definitely worth it. I don't know how much ink they have in here. They do not look like they're refillable. They say writing is fluent, water-based ink, and the tip is easy to control. So, which I have found. I've found that they're very easy to color with. They're very light. Doesn't look like they're refillable, but they're at a cheap enough price point where if you ever do run out of them, you can, get them for a decent price again. So I honestly would recommend these for watercoloring over these. These do leave a thicker mark on the paper, where this is more obviously because it's a crayon versus a marker, but this will give you an idea of how different they look, a marker versus a crayon. And I didn't really mean for this to be a comparison between the crayons and the markers. I just happened to realize that I colored half of this with the crayons and figured that some of you guys may ask me what I colored the other images with, so I just wanted to show you that I used these, and really, honestly, to prove that, yes, I've used some of my supplies that I bought so long ago. Finally, right? So I'm trying to get better about using my supplies and showing you guys what I've, I do a good job of showing you my haul videos, but not really of showing you guys the work in progress or the projects that I make with those things that I've bought. So I think I thought I had one more thing that I wanted to tell you, but I can't remember now. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to work on those thank you cards. So hopefully you guys have I know what I wanted to tell you. MFT is having a 40% off sale. Amazing. So I went on today and I ordered a bunch of stuff. Unfortunately, by the time I went to check out, and it was not much longer after I added things into my cart, like it was saying that things were still there, and then I was adding them to my cart, and then they were saying that they weren't. So there's a lot of good stuff that's 40% off, which they don't do very often, 40% off sales. So you might want to grab some stuff now if some of your supplies are running low. Nuvo Crystal Drops, I think I bought all the colors. Like all the colors that were available, I think I just kept throwing them into my cart, and then as I was checking out, those were the things that were no longer available. But some of them. So wait for that haul. I did get a bunch. I got a couple of new stamp sets and a bunch that were 40% off, and some dies, I think, too, like some standalone dies, not some coordinating dies. So if you guys are fans of MFT, go over and check that out, see what's left. They had sequins, they had Nuvo Mousse, they had the Nuvo Drops, they had stamp sets, ink pads, they had some distress ink pads left. Unfortunately, the ones that I don't have were the ones that they were in my cart and they sold out. But what can you do? So that order will hopefully be here on Thursday, so I will do a haul on that. And that's it. So I'm off to make my thank you cards. I will definitely put pictures, at least pictures up on Instagram of the cards. And if you guys make cards, let me know, and you can tag me in your posts or leave me a comment here. If you do a video on it, that's even better. Tag me, let me know, and I would love to see what you guys make in honor of my birthday, Veterans Day, and just being a good person and giving back to people who have given for this country. So thank you guys again for watching. Have a great night, and I will see you again real soon. Bye.